Class is in session. This is Professor Ganymede. We have another VOD review for our 10,000 subscriber special. So let's break it down. So we have Saitoshiba. Hey, I've been watching your channel since you were 300. Yes, I know. Yeah, I remember. I remember something subscribers, and I learned a lot from your videos. I didn't even know how to play the game properly. It took me some time to make this video because I didn't want to send you a video with too many mistakes. It's a two-part video, the attack and defense. On the defense part, I hesitated twice because I don't know if I retreat and let the point or payload be taken. Contest it, I want to contest it and die twice for nothing. If you have time, I want you to take a look and give me your thoughts. I will. I do have the time. We're going to do that right now. We are going to do that right now. All right. All right. Let's watch. Let's watch. We'll skip to the game. Oh, he's on King's Row. King's Row is probably my favorite map. I love payload maps. And I love how this map is designed so everyone has the ability to access the point in two different ways. You can either go the main choke point or we can go up the stairs and come out of there. I love that design. It doesn't bottleneck and make it so there's only one way to go. So if you have a May can just wall off and your team has to wait 5 seconds because they aren't good enough and coordinated enough to break the wall. So this is actually probably my favorite map in the game.
Let's not waste time. I have tickets to a show tonight.
I have tickets to a show tonight. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. He's waiting a little bit because he knew there was a reject right, or probably reject right. That's what I like to see. Get in the elevation. Let's go with the boss. Woo. Try not to get hit by those. I like this. I like his elevation. I'm not sure where he's going though. Exactly. He's keeping his team within line of sight though. Oh, he's getting up here. I had no idea you could get up here. I had no idea you could get up there. That's crazy. This is actually really good. This is actually really good elevation. Nice. Nice. One thing I'd probably say is you probably want to have a plan in mind to break their line. Damn. Oh, there's the Roadhog. There's the Roadhog. Can't really help that. So what I'd probably do in this situation, so, you know, he's been doing his little thing. He's been healing safely. So he's playing the UAV playstyle. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, and here's what I'm changing about my playstyle. If you aren't grouped with reliable DPS or a reliable carry, then your team don't really benefit much from you just being safe and played back like this. And I know I taught him to play like this, but this is only really effective when you have a team that's going to take advantage of your kit, of your utility. His team clearly is not, because he's probably in like a solo queue match. His team clearly is not good enough to take advantage of it. They're not grouping up. What the plan should be: group up, let's speed buff, and go past the point. They aren't doing that. His team is garbage. God damn it. His team is garbage. In this situation, when you have bad teammates, and they are bad teammates, what you want to do is go carry mode. You have to carry. Yeah, so I'd be a voice. So you want to, you know, like Helmick says in my chat, you know, you want to be the voice. I'd be the voice on this point. The team's everywhere and they need some direction. Yeah. So I'd say you need to speak to them. You need to get them to group up because you need to carry now. You need to get your team to group up, and then you need to go like provide some distractions. Now Roadhog complicates that. It's going to be really hard to go in when Roadhog hook is down, but when his hook is not down, you need to be like, hey, we get a Reinhardt. Let's go right. Let's go this way. You need to take control because your team is not good enough, clearly, for you to just be sitting back. Because if you're like, they aren't good enough to be, basically you're relying on your team to be good enough on their own with just a little bit of healing you're providing. They aren't good enough to do that. You need to be up in there. You need to be switching the speed buff right now. And you need to be pushing your team. You need to be amping speed actually. As soon as that Ana ult comes down, you need to be amping speed, pushing your team in there and starting I'd probably move forward and try to see who I can get to in their back line. We know that Roadhog just uses hook. I maybe even potentially collapse on Roadhog because he's right in the face of Reinhardt, who's been ulted. He's very separated from his team. It doesn't even look like Reinhardt. There's an enemy Reinhardt. That means they don't really have a front line. Like, you can very easily just collapse on top of this Roadhog with your Reinhardt and just be all up in his face doing damage and stuff like that. Oh, they have a Zarya. They have a Roadhog Zarya. Okay. Your team just lost. Your team just stopped that push. But the point is, in solo queue, you have to take more control. You have to make big plays if you're actually going to carry, which could involve, you know, killing key targets or maybe getting behind the enemy. Like when you hear the Roadhog hook, speed amping, and then getting behind Roadhog and knocking him into your team. Doing big plays like that is how you're going to carry these people, these scrubs. Because you're not going to be or group with people. Okay, now you have your ult. You should be looking for a big push. You should be looking for a big push. Either. Oh, good. Oh, that's really good. You should probably ult here. Good, good. Now your team is pushing in. No. Oh god. Oh yeah. You had a chance, but your team. This was just a result of their team having an advantage over you, having ult advantage over you. That was a good ult because your team was already in the fight. Your team was in the fight. It's just that the enemy team had ult advantage, which is fine. Now that I think about that, being aware that the enemy team has ultimate advantage would also be good to know here, because then you could think about baiting the enemy team's ultimates. You can now they also might have ulted in response to hearing your sound barrier, which means you inadvertently baited 2 of their ultimates as well. You actually baited 3 because Roadhog ulted as well. So trying to win the ultimate economy is good by either knowing that enemy team has ults and try to bait theirs, or using your ultimate specifically to bait their ultimates out, so then you can do a successful next push. Oh my god, what ult is that? Your team is so garbage. Triggered! So triggered. See, this is why you gotta carry hard. This is why you gotta do, you know, this is why you gotta play like DPS, you know, whatever his name is. That Lucio player, the like Grandmaster level Lucio player. Because your team is absolute garbage and you need to carry. You need to go up and you need to start killing people and making opportunities for your team by yourself, because your team clearly is not coordinated enough to do it on their own. Like this game triggers me just watching it. This is like the story of my life. But this is when you have these games where your team just doesn't know how to coordinate, either because you're not talking to them or they won't listen to you. This is when you turn into DPS Lucio. This is when you no longer become a support. This is when you say fuck this KO Ken, and then you go in and you say, and you just start killing people, or really harassing, or really doing a bunch of work in there. Because you being alive, like, even though you die very little, you're not doing enough in each life. Like, I'd rather you die 3 times and then do a bunch of work than not die at all, but then not be doing enough work to carry your team. This is the safe. What you're doing is safe. Is, you know, a safe version of what you should be doing if you had a reliable team. Then you'd want to stay alive so you can always, you know, have your abilities that your team is gonna coordinate with you. Which is why you'll notice that DPS, whatever his name is, he isn't on a pro team, and he's not gonna be on a pro team because he's a one-trick pony, and his playstyle doesn't. He's not a good teammate, I'll say. He's not a good teammate. He's a good person for solo queue. He can carry, but he's not a good teammate. He isn't someone who's very good at coordinating with his team, because he doesn't pay attention to his team. And this playstyle you have, you are making yourself a good teammate. Now you can do it better. You can refine your support playstyle here. You know, you can be a little bit closer. You can be speeding a little bit more. You can be looking for more knockback opportunities. So you could be a better teammate. I forgot where I was going with this. You could be a better teammate, but in these situations, your team doesn't need a teammate. They need a carry. Oh, my God. So now your team they just so happen to push the point. They just so happen to be, yeah, you no longer can test from up there, so that's sad. I live for you. No, I did teach you how to play this way. Even though you could definitely be a better teammate by being closer to the fight, by finding more opportunities to speed and to knock back. In these situations, I'm going to start teaching you to be a carry, because your team isn't good enough to take advantage of a good teammate. And let me break it down a little bit further. So I say this idea of a teammate. So let's say, you were playing, you perfected the support role, and you played back, you speeded when you need to, you sped your team into combat, you sped your team out of combat when they needed it, you sped the thing to choke points, you healed when it was appropriate, you got perfect ultimates, you spotted the enemy team, you spotted everyone's positions, you know what everyone needs, you know what's going to happen, you see the Reaper, you call them out, you see everything, you keep track of the enemy's ultimates, so you play what I call UAV playstyle. And now, you're not doing it here because you're not even talking in chat. You're trying to. You're working on staying alive. But let's say you become the perfect Lucio teammate. This is the type of play you will see in pro matches. Like, Lucio isn't all up in their faces and doing whatever DPS, whatever his name is doing. They're being a teammate. Let's say you do that on a team that is as garbage as the one you have right now. Let's say your team is a 30. What they're gonna get out of everything you're providing, that's probably gonna elevate the overall level of your team to like a 35 or maybe like a 38. It's gonna give them, it's gonna have a very small impact on your team's overall effectiveness, because they aren't using the information they're providing, the speed buffs you're providing, the healing you're providing, the ultimates you're providing. They aren't using your kit properly. But let's say you have a great team. Right? You have a great team that you're coordinate, who actually, not just high-level team members. You have great teammates. Like, you're grouped with a great Genji who listens to you. You're grouped with a great Weeper who's listening to you. You're grouped with a great Reinhardt who listens to you, who coordinate with you. Not just good team, not just people who happen to be good at the game, not just people with masters, not just people with grandmasters. Good teammates who you coordinate with. You change your team. Like, you can turn a team who's like a 50 to like an 80 just because you coordinate so well. And that's what I've been teaching my viewers, is to be that teammate. But I know a lot of my viewers aren't gonna be grouped with those teammates who are they just click and they just have this and they just act as one cohesive unit. Most of my viewers aren't going to be playing with those people. Most of my viewers are going to be playing with either uncoordinated teams, even if you group, who don't listen to each other, or other good, quote-unquote, good players who go off and do their own thing, or just to be in solo queue. In that environment specifically, the DPS playstyle is what I'm going to start teaching you guys, because that's what is going to be more effective at actually climbing. That is not the best playstyle, though, objectively, because it is unreliable in the face of really good coordinated. When you're up against coordinated teams, then they're gonna be like, what is that Lucio doing? I don't care how good he is at dodging. Flashbang, dead. Focus him for a second. Which is why you don't see Lucios in tournaments doing that. Yeah, you don't see Lucios in tournaments doing what DPS, whatever his name is. DPS, I keep forgetting. I'm not trying to disrespect him. He's probably the best Lucio player I've seen. In the terms of solo queue, I just don't know his name. Which is why you don't see tournament Lucio players doing that, because it's not the reliable play. He needs to be alive for his team. So I'm going to start to teach you how to carry your games. What are you guys saying? You can make a team, but best. You don't have to be like a lot of those early team fight team rush. You can fix that by just saying that kill this Roadhog. That enemy team ain't gonna do Yeah, Helmick. That's one point that you can try to get your team to coordinate. But I find that people at these lower levels, they just ignore you, or they just don't listen well enough. Like if you say kill this Roadhog, a bunch of people will just be doing other things because they don't care what you say. Like you're at their level, why should they listen to you? It's solo queue. What does the DPS Lucio even look like? DPS Stanky, that's his name. DPS Stanky plays DPS Lucio. Basically, he is not playing a support character. When DPS Stanky plays, and I watched him stream, he is not paying attention to his team. His relationship to the battlefield is completely dependent on the enemy. He doesn't even look. He only looks at his team when they happen to be in his view while he's paying attention to the enemy. He's not playing a support player. He's not playing a team player. He's looking for kills. He's looking for what he can do to disrupt the enemy team. That's DPS Lucio. It's basically a pseudo version of Genji who can also heal. If you get one or two other people following your plan, it's worthwhile to try. Yeah, I definitely try. It's definitely better than not saying anything at all. Helmet. That's why when I actually grouped with players, like with good players, like I rose, like we went on the huge win streaks because we're such a coordinated group. But so my playstyle isn't really great for carrying in solo queue, which is why I play. Which is why I'm going to teach people how to also play DPS Lucio. Rains from above. I'm gonna rewind it just to see. Damn. No. Okay. Okay. So just notice. I'm gonna pause it, and I want you guys to notice how much effectiveness his team got out of the barrier. As in, how much damage that his barrier absorbed. So I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna slow it down. So his team runs in, and he's speed. Now, no one even hurt Reaper. No one's really hurt. By the time that this Pharah used her ultimate, half the barrier was gone, and it was interrupted. And by the time people started taking damage, at least half of that barrier was already gone. This is what I'm talking about when I'm saying that just using your ultimate just to do a big push, it is not the most effective way to use that ultimate. In fact, it's often very ineffective because so many members of your team just don't use that ultimate properly. Especially in solo queue, which is why the reliable play is to combine it with your team. Well, again, I feel like I'm having him around so much better than solo queue. It is. Dual queuing is probably. I'd say dual queuing is the fastest way to rise. If you guys are a unit, because you become carry monsters. If you can get like a Lucio or any reliable DPS that works well with a Lucio, like a Reaper, like a Genji, not so much a Tracer, but like maybe even a Soldier, because you can speed them around. But Reaper and Genji, they work so well with Lucio. If you can get a good Reaper and Genji, bruh, like you'll be rising so fast. Both of you will rise further than any one of you can by yourselves, but by like a huge margin. Probably be like a 500-point difference how fast you can rise together, if not more. This is all good. This is all good. I like his positioning here. Ana pairs well with Soldier right now. Yes, she does so well. His ultimate is complemented by her so much because the speed doesn't affect Soldier because he can speed himself. Yeah, that's yeah, that's fucking Roadhog. That's just something you have to be aware of. Again, that's just paying attention to the fact that Roadhog exists and then playing out of his line of sight because goddamn it, Roadhog. Wriggles, what's up, man? Yep. Yep. Goddamn Roadhog. I hate Roadhog. I think, I don't know. I feel like his chain is very weird. His chain is kind of bullshit, but that's another. Alright, let's see what you want to do here. Let's see what you want to do. Reaper, no. Oh yeah, you should be on that Reaper. That Reaper should be all you. No, kill that Reaper. He's so low. I'm guessing he got that health back actually. Oh no. But that Reaper should have been all you, unless he took the health pack. He probably took the health pack. Yeah, you just want to hide. Get hiding here. Get hiding here. I'd like to see you use your speed buff a little bit more here, because there's a lot of opportunities where you can use your speed buff either to get in or get your teammates out, or speed into a position where you can use your knockback to knock someone out, knock an enemy team out of position that they would want to be in. This would be a great opportunity to use Sound Bear, but she just because that Pharaoh was ulting. Okay. Okay. I would have liked you to use that Sound Bear faster, because that Pharah could have definitely been hurt, and then you could have did a good push off of her being able to use her ability freely. Now she didn't need it, but your team died. Your Sound Bear would have done more than just hit that Pharah, which is why I like combining it with ultimates, because when you combine with the ultimate, it's not just that you're combining it with that person, that Pharah. You're also hitting everyone around you. So it's just like you're adding so much to your team when you do that. And just because this is Saitoshiba, because he's been around, I'm actually gonna review his defensive gameplay as well. Let's see, Yatiya, you were talking about using Lucio ulti in conjunction with other people's ulti instead of moving in with it in solo queue. Is this better even if lower levels where people use ultis when half the team is dead, no one is grouped, or in other words, allied ult timing is not optimal, or is this lower should you use it to counter enemy ultimates? I would say be looking for those situations. So don't use your ultimate when you know it's not going to win the fight. So let's say 3 people in your team die and Genji runs in and uses his Dragon Blade. Hold your ultimate. That Genji just wasted his ultimate, but you wasting your ultimate you're not going to win that fight. Absolutely not. Like if it's 3v6, you're not gonna win that fight. Most, like 9 times out of 10, except in special circumstances. So don't also waste your ultimate. Let him waste his ultimate, and then you save your ultimate for when it's actually gonna actually win you the game. I mean, I've had games where there were literally, my team was so bad, there was literally no opportunity the entire game to ultimate that win the fight, because 2 people would get picked off halfway across the map, and then we'd be going in 4v6 against a team with against a full team of full health 6 people with 6 people, and there's no way that my little sound barrier is gonna help us win that fight against 6 people. But then, you know, I'll have my team be like, oh, why don't you ult there the entire game? Because there's no good opportunity to ult. But that's only really gonna happen when your team is really, really bad. If your team isn't really, really bad, there will present opportunities for you to be able to ult and secure a win for your team. But save it, because you might, let's say 9% of the game, like there is no opportunity to ult. Your team's constantly trickling in, they're constantly dying. There's nothing you can do, there's nothing you can do because your team just won't stop dying alone. Saving your ult could mean, I'd rather save my ult for one big play than guaranteed lose 3 fights. You know, use my ult and lose all 3 fights. You know, because that play could be what you guys need to win that game. But there have definitely been opportunities where it's just like, come on. It's like, come on, just group up with me, or just, hey, stop using your ult without me. Hey, Pharah, don't use your ult. Like, wait for Graviton to use your ultimate, and then I'll ult you. So we'll have a guaranteed win on this. And then Graviton, and then Zarya used her Graviton bubble halfway across the map by herself, and then Pharah used her ultimate halfway across by herself. And they're like, bro, why didn't you ult me? I'm like, it's 2v6. It's 2v4. What do you... It's like... Save your... I'd rather save your ultimate for a guaranteed fight, because otherwise you're just going to be wasting your ultimate. And those situations don't show up that often, but you have to have the patience. You have to have the patience. Sometimes there's... I think I've had like 3 or 4 games in total throughout my entire Overwatch career where there's literally no time to ult. Because my team was just that bad. It's just like, damn. I really like this DPS his DPS right now. I think McCree will rise up against just because his burst is so damn powerful. But Soda is made at the pro level because just how many tanks are being thrown around. I think there's a struggle of finding a good middle ground for Soda to be good. Okay, everything is be fair. That was slightly less pants than I was hoping for, Mr. G. I don't wear pants in my own house. Suit jacket with fucking we got it. Very quirky. Alright, you guys are funny. Pants are for the weak. Alright. Toucan has arrived. Oh my god. Alright. Alrighty. And this is probably going to be the last game I can review before work. How many do I have after this? Oh, just 2 more. Just 2 more, then I'm done. Just 2 more and I'm done. Look at that. We're almost there, guys. We are almost there. We are almost there. What are you waiting for? 4, 3, 2, 1.
Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Okay, so Saitoshiba, your positioning here is decent, though I don't like this position very much. Delete the VOD before Twitch staff finds out. I don't think they're gonna care. Yeah, they're briefs. They don't care. So back to Saitoshiba. This position is elevated, but I don't like it very much. That's because if they have like a Widow or like a Hanzo or a Roadhog, you can very easily be picked off here with a lucky shot. I don't like that chance being able to happen. So what I like to do is I like to either position like right here by this corner if I want to put myself in a position to engage the enemy at a moment's notice, or if I want to be safe, I'll position like way back on that back platform, but behind the point. But like at closest I'll be is probably like maybe in this room, but most of the time right down here. I don't need to be elevated in this situation, just so there's no chance of some sniper getting me. Also, then I can just kind of shoot down constant damage. I don't have to be running around and breaking my line of sight and all that stuff. I just got to be calm right here. Just shoot down damage and be getting some ultimate charge. What you want to do now, you want to shoot down damage now, because after the changes, it takes a hell of a lot longer to build your ultimate. So now you have to shoot. You just have to do it safely. Now you have to shoot. Okay, now that Reinhardt should be dead. You should be switching the speed buff, and your team should be hunting his ass down. Okay, this is one of the opportunities where when I'm gonna make a little new rule. When the goal is to kill a specific person, either for your team or for you to kill a specific person, switch to speed buff so you can hunt that person down. So you can get in and get out and make your team harder to hit as the fight starts, right? Now I'm saying, I used to say stay in heal buff, but your healing, again, this is solo kill, right? You have to now start securing kills, because you just not gonna have the effect you can have if you play as a support. I'm gonna switch to teaching people about DPS. So you have to be more of a DPS player. You have to think from a DPS angle because your team's not good enough. Team's not good enough. Team's not good enough. Oh boy. You're just kind of bouncing around here. I wonder if you have a specific goal in mind. Okay. So let's see how you played this and see how we can improve upon this. So you guys killed the enemy tank and killed the enemy support. So you guys should have this fight won. So what I'd like to see you do, so you're just kind of running around and you just try to survive. That's cool. You're trying to survive. But what I like to see you do instead is jump down there and fight that Ana. Get on her face. Like, at least distract her a little bit. Like, get in there, shoot her a little bit, punch her, and then knock her away, and then run away. Because usually she's gonna grenade, and then you're gonna be in a bad situation. But try to knock her, or just try to get some down on her and knock her away, and then run away. Because you want to distract her from healing. Same thing for other support. You want to distract them from doing their job. But you're doing your job. Okay, now you knocked them away here. Instead of moving this way on the ground, I'd like to see you turn around and get on top of that and start getting elevated. You know the thing right behind you. You see that thing right behind you? There it is, right there. Get up there and then just escape. Get up. This is where your mechanics would come into play. You instead of running on the ground here and taking the path everyone else would take, switch to speed, run away, get up, get elevated, get up there, escape in that either in that hole or up there. On that platform, so that just involves a little bit more planning in terms of where you'd plan to go with your escape route. So you want to have a pre-planned escape route or have a escape route already ingrained in your mind, so it's natural. Like getting up here, that you would have escaped that no problem. Oh, okay. I liked what you were trying to do. You're actually trying to knock him out that platform. I like that you were trying to do that. Too bad it didn't work, but that was good that you were trying to do that. What I'd like you to do here, you back off here, that's good. But potentially go behind the back line. Oh, she's gonna, yeah. Oh, too late. You knew that he was gonna, that Reaper is gonna ult. That's coming. You just did it too late. That's sad. I'm not even sure whether or not it would have saved your team, because your team was in such a precarious position that they probably would have died anyway. I mean, yeah, they probably would have died anyway, but I see what you're doing. You just need to be a little quicker on the trigger. Which is why I say don't even do that. Don't even do that in response to Reaper, because, again, the high margin of error. Like, you have to be so fast, because even if you see it and activate your ultimate, it still has, your ultimate still has a delay. So let's say Zenyatta sees the Reaper coming. He has plenty of time, because as soon as he activates that ultimate, the healing goes out. The healing goes out, it starts immediately, he becomes invincible. But for Lucio, you still have to wait that, what is it, 0.75 seconds for the beat to drop before it actually works? Like, man, it's just too unreliable. It's too unreliable. That's sad. He tried. He tried. He tried.
Stop the payload. I am loving this. Stop the payload.
Stop the payload.
Let's get you healed up.
Elevation. Elevation.
Pick it up. Let's get patched up. Stop the payload.
Alright, so what I'd like to see you do here is if you can do this and also shoot down damage, that'd be really good. If you're good enough to do this and shoot at the same time, because now that you don't have your ult, your goal should be to gain your ultimate. Especially again after the changes that made it so it takes way longer to gain your ultimate. And this is not your the fact that you're playing like this is not your fault, because I haven't made a video explaining the significance of the recent changes really on Lucio's playstyle. I think I just recently made a video. I think I made that video before this gameplay was uploaded. And I know you follow me. I know you play like this because I taught you to play like this. This has to change now. Basically, this has to change because of the new changes that made it so not only is Lucio's heal less effective, but also takes longer to change your ult. So that the whole, you know, UAV playstyle is just less effective now. We're evolving with the times, guys. Good. That was a good Reaper ult. I like your positioning here. I like your positioning. What I'd like to see you have done, though, is as that Reaper went in, speed. Use your speed buff to complement him. Same thing for pretty much every... What I'd like you to do is pretty much every time a fight starts, be in speed mode. Because it does help your team get in and get out much easier. Use speed. And especially when you have... and of course your healing isn't strong enough to save them from like damage and stuff. Bam! And especially when you have your ultimate, like you aren't going to gain a bunch of ultimate charge by healing during combat to get ultimate charge, but use your speed. Oh god. To help your team get in and get out. And then there's also another thing that made speed better. The fact that Ana's her nano boost, Ana's nano boost now no longer gives speed, which means your speed is that much more effective. Yeah, we're done in the first place. In the case of ults, it's not more people. You didn't even play with Sana. Allows your team to avoid damage in the first place. I'm still not sure how people avoid damage. I don't know. I always find like the I never really actually see the bullets that people avoid. It's kind of like, well, do they dodge bullets better? I don't know. It does throw off people's aim, though. I guess the higher rank you get, the oh, did you knock that guy in there? Because that'd have been really good if you did. Oh no, the stacking. That's something that's sad. That's always sad to see. Like the better that people get, the more they'll be able to adjust to the random speed change. That's always good. If you can knock that guy into there, oh, you're so close. I'm glad you're looking for that though, to knock people in there. Now you stacking your ultimate with Zenyatta, that just takes being aware that Zenyatta exists and being aware of his ultimate status, which is one thing that I've written down as something to always keep in mind, is being aware that Zenyatta's ultimate, Zenyatta exists and that he has his ultimate. That guy should die. Like he should not be alive. Go hunt, go kill him. Speed, kill him, kill him, kill him. Oh my, that's sad. That's sad. Oh, he killed him anyway. It's less that they dodge bullets and more that they can position themselves better. However fast they can run away if they're big focus. Okay, that's better. See, that's... I'm glad you said that, so I'm just going to focus on that. So, Halmick just said the speed buff is less that they dodge bullets better and more that they can position themselves better, as in they can drop behind cover faster and they can duck behind cover faster and they can run away if they're being focused. That is much better wording than saying they could dodge bullets, because I still don't see how you can just dodge bullets with the speed buff when the speed buff is so unpredictable. I mean, it makes you, like saying it makes you harder to hit. Like let's say you're a Reaper that's moving forward and you suddenly get the speed buff. Like, I guess it makes your movements a little bit unpredictable in that time, which could also throw off your aim. But I don't see it being a huge, you know, it makes you that much harder to hit. But the fact that you can get in and get out faster and drop behind cover faster, reposition faster, that makes sense to me. That's like guaranteed. Like, oh, now it clicks. Like, okay, but people have been saying, oh, they dodge bullets better. I don't think that's true. I think like you have just a likely chance of running into the bullets you're trying to dodge that you do as actually dodging the bullet, especially if the speed buff is unpredictable because you're an uncoordinated team. Okay, his Reaper used his sound barrier to ult. So that turned out to be a good ult because he was able to turn to combo with other people. Okay, so we talked about a lot of random stuff in there, Saitoshiba, because I was, I do this while I'm in my chat, so I talk a lot. But that is that. Hopefully that was helpful. Talked about a lot of stuff. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep all of that in the gameplay. I might edit it out a little bit, but that was another VOD review for my 10,000 subscriber special. Thanks for watching, guys. This has been Professor Ganymede. Class dismissed.